You wanted to speak to me?
Yes. I owe you an apology. And my thanks. I killed your friend back on the island. And I'm responsible for capturing you. I don't expect you to forgive me. I was following orders. And trying to protect my men. And as a result, not only did I hurt some good people, but now they're all dead. I lost everything. I'm nothing now. I know it's no excuse for what I did to you, and that my present situation won't bring you any comfort. But know that I'll do everything I can to repay my debt to you.
The man you killed on that island was not only our friend. He was our master. You are the reason we were uprooted from our land. And Sheda died too. I do not know why Alvida decided to save you. I would have let you die.
I understand. I too would have let the man who killed my master die.
When I saved you, I was only following the laws of the Knots. We must never let anyone die if we can prevent it. Do not mistake this for concern for you personally. However, you can start to repay your debt by telling us who that man was. The man who attacked us.
His name is Kurnaz. I'll tell you everything I know about him. I don't owe him anything.
As you said yourself, I can't forgive you. But since you want to pay your debt, I accept. Any information you can give us about Kurnaz will be useful.
Like I said, I'll do whatever it takes to make it up to you.
How did you find yourself in Kurnaz's troops?
In the simplest manner you can imagine. I was assigned to the Green-Blue Regiment a few years back, and I was placed under his command when he was still just an officer. We fought side by side. He took notice. When he was made general, he assigned me to his personal guard.
What can you tell me about the Coin Guard?
It's a guild of mercenaries. It was created after the War of Independence of the Free Cities. Many people had fought and didn't know how to do much else. So they went and joined this guild, and they started to sell their services to other nations. And from generation to generation, men and women kept on joining up. Our reputation is our pride, and we are employed by both sides of conflicts between warring countries. It's common to confront other members of the guild on the battlefield. Brother killing sister, and vice versa in the name of foreign nations. We are pawns on the chessboard, but without us, battles and victories wouldn't be possible.
Why were you on Tir Fradi? Did Kurnaz send you there?
When Kurnaz recruited me, he appreciated the fact I challenged his strategies. We became rather close. But as time passed, he took to liking my questions less and less. And my ideas even less than that. So he started assigning me to missions that took me farther away from him, including the mission to Tir Fradi. He needed island test subjects for his scientists. He didn't tell me anything else. And I did as I was ordered. Even though I regret it today, I obeyed.
How did you end up in that cavern on the Esquiara?
When you escaped, Kurnaz was notified immediately. We knew that a great many islanders were fleeing. Rarely from prisons, but from the noble houses they'd been sold to. He wanted to find you to make an example. And he had you followed by scouts. He kept the troops back, ready to strike when he'd find you. He was elated to discover that your little group had joined a community of islanders. As soon as the troops were ready, he gave the order to attack. And you know the rest.
I must be off.
I understand. See you later.
Good grief, this whole affair is messed up. My companions must be waiting for me in the Dutan Empire. No offense intended, but I really hadn't planned to join you for so long.
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here if you need me.
I miss Sheda so much. Sometimes something happens to us, and I go to tell her about it before realizing that she'll never be able to listen to me again. It's like a stab to the heart. Every time.
What do you think about this island? It is quite different than ours, but it also stands apart from the continent.
Yes, I feel better here. And the people who inhabit the oil protect it from foreigners. Of course, it is much smaller than Tir Fradi, and it lacks her marvel, but I no longer feel that sickened spirit. The voice is different, with a brutal rudeness, while chanting a melodious song.
See you later.
Boy.
Welcome to the Fishing Mermaid. What'll it be?
Thank you. Goodbye.
Come back soon. We're open at all hours.
Now that we're a safe distance from the prison, I imagine you're expecting me to introduce myself? Sybil de Vespe, at your service.
Your plan worked perfectly, Sybil. Thank you. We would never have made it without you.
It did, didn't it? I'm rather proud of myself, especially since it was my first jailbreak. But you must have questions. Who is this mysterious woman, really? How does she manage to remain so elegant after crossing through the sewers in half of Tainea?
Why did you come and free us from prison?
Because it was fun, of course. Like any spoiled noblewoman, I'm desperately bored, and any distraction is welcome. I jest. I simply did my best to respond adequately to my good friend Alvida's request. I wouldn't refuse your thanks, but it would be more fitting for you to thank our kind-hearted Nort.
I told you. I feel responsible for what happened to them. Those monsters used our ships to rip them away from their land. Their friend died on one of our ships. I couldn't let them die in that horrible prison.
You've proven my point, Alvida. You've got a heart of gold, and a delightfully idealistic view of the Nauts.
How did you manage to enter the prison? You didn't poison all the guards.
No, as you were able to see for yourself. It just so happens that I am. Rather, I was a diplomat in Alima. I was a representative of the merchant congregation there. It gave me a number of privileges, including the right to visit most of the city's official buildings.
You seem quite well equipped for a diplomat.
I'm a Devesp. We're born with a sword in one hand and a vial of poison in the other.
Why did you come with us? Someone like you must have better things to do than follow a group of freshly escaped Teofradians.
Better things to do, perhaps, but this journey has an absolutely delicious taste of adventure about it. But alas, the truth is far more mundane. After organizing your escape, it would have been difficult for me to keep my position as a diplomat. And besides, let's just say that Alima's climate was beginning to take a toll on my health.
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
I can't do it.
Everything you need to make your own. Welcome, strangers. If you're looking for ore or exotic skins, you've come to the right place. I even have ingredients for alchemists. Please, look around, take your time.
Archibald's Pat. Welcome to Archibald's. Could I interest you in my potions, all of which are of the highest quality? I also have ingredients, if you prefer.
We'll leave you to your business.
Goodbye. Don't forget, if it's potions you're after, Archibald's is the place to be.
Sap and precious wood, leathers and skins, minerals.
I can't wait for this day to be over. Unloading. Uncle Ludwig. Here. I don't believe it.
Rudolph, what are you doing here, my boy? Are you a naught now?
No! Don't you try and act like an uncle to me, after what you did to us! Come on, lads, let's get out of here. I don't want to be anywhere near that man. I could lose my temper.
But, Rudolph! I really wonder how the lad ended up here. But he's all right, at least, and he seems to take his work seriously, which is something.
Ludwig, whatever have you done to your nephew to make him reject you like this?
I have no desire to talk about it. Not now, anyway.
Hello? Welcome to my workshop. I'm the Ink Mistress, and before you ask, no, I don't tattoo foreigners.
Hello, mistress. I'm no foreigner. And the council sent me.
Alvida? Everyone's talking about you. Your father must be so proud. Sailing to our island in a skiff. I don't think I've ever recorded such a feat in ink. It will be an honor to mark you, Captain.
Thank you.
Now come over here and sit down. I hope your friends are patient. This is gonna take a while. There. Now everyone can take one look at you, and they'll know who you are and what you've accomplished. Take care of the ink for the next few days. The scars will be sore.
Oh, I know. I remember the last time I was here. Thank you, mistress. Goodbye.
Hello, can I help you?
We'll leave you to your ring.
Savages and traitors to their race! We'll teach you your true place. To the intruder! Order is...
Broken. Let's show them what we're made of.
Completely ruined! May the shadows crush you! At least I won't die at the end of a rope. At least I won't die.
die at the end of the rope.
Is everyone all right?
Drop your weapons. You're under arrest.
Under arrest? For defending ourselves?
So you say. A witness came to tell us about a fight. We ran over and saw you kill those visitors. Just follow us, you lot, and don't make a fuss.
Wait, officer. This group is my responsibility. I've given my word as a captain. They are my guests.
Indeed. That's unfortunate. You should choose your friends more carefully. Round them all up!
Have you forgotten our laws, officer? You can only arrest the person who is responsible. Her guests are free.
These people have committed a serious crime. They murdered these visitors, and...
This may be a tragedy, but it doesn't change our laws. Only the captain will pay for the crime, if it is proven.
All right, then. Take the captain. As for you lot, I hope you realize what you've done.
Wait! Where are you taking her?
She'll be held in the Harbor Master's office while she awaits her trial. I'll make sure you are able to speak with her if you wish.
We should go tell the others what happened.
Here they are. Is everything all right? We were told there had been a fight between foreigners. What happened?
News travels quickly around here. We were attacked as we left the workshop with Alvida. A group of armed Alliance men attacked us and we were forced to defend ourselves. They all died. And the guards who arrived just seconds later accused us of murdering them. They wanted to throw us into prison again. The master of the shipyard stepped in. And since we are Alvida's guests, she was the only one of us arrested.
The Alliance doesn't seem to want to leave you in peace.
A woman we met after our meeting with the admirals warned us. She told us there was an Alliance emissary in Yuxantis, and that they might cause us serious problems.
We can't just stand by and let Alvida rot in jail. I already organized one jailbreak. Why not another?
We'd better go talk to her before we do any such thing.
Fausta's right. This is an island, so we won't be able to escape as easily as we did in Tainir. Alvida knows far better than we do how things work around here. Her advice will be most valuable.
We could try to find the lioness you spoke of, the one who warned us. She undoubtedly knows more than she told us.
Since you don't seem too keen on my idea of an escape plan, we could at least try to find some witnesses who saw what happened.
We could go and talk to the Ink Mistress. We were practically on her doorstep, so she must have seen something.
Fish! Who wants fish?
Did you see the attack that took place in front of the Ink Mistress's shop?
No, I was in the back. I only saw the tail end of the fight. I saw the guards show up, followed by the master of the shipyard. But the Alliance men were already dead. You killed them all. Now, if you don't want any fish, I'd like to get back to work. Foreigners' affairs don't concern me.
Goodbye.
What do you want? I told you already. I don't tattoo foreigners.
We're looking for witnesses who saw the fight that took place in front of your workshop.
You're not going to kill me too, are you? I didn't see anything. After I finished Alvida's tattoo, I started cleaning my tools. I heard a commotion outside, but I didn't go out there. I'm not a guard, I'm an artist. Please don't hurt me.
We're not here to hurt you. We just want to help our friend Alvida, who's been arrested.
Really? Since the attack, everyone's been saying that the foreigners on the island are just there to cause chaos and to rob and kill us.
Rest assured, that is not our aim.
At any rate, I wasn't lying. I heard noises, yes, but I didn't see anything. I didn't go outside.
What kind of noise? What exactly do you remember?
Let me think. I remember the door closing. I was picking up my tools when I heard someone shouting. Just after that, I could hear fighting. Then things calmed down and I heard the guard arresting someone. You, most likely.
Do you remember what was shouted?
I didn't hear everything. It wasn't very clear. I think I heard the words savage and traitor. And then something about a place?
They did indeed insult us before attacking us. And since you heard the sounds of fighting after that first sentence, it contradicts the testimony that we attacked those people for no reason. I know it's a lot to ask, but I need you to repeat what you just told us in front of the council. Alvida shouldn't have to pay for the misdeeds of the foreigners who wanted to settle their score with us.
All right. I'll testify if you call me as a witness. I admire Alvida. She doesn't deserve this.
Hello? Looking to buy furniture? Hey, I recognize you. You're the captain's friends. The ones who were attacked earlier.
Were you there during the attack? Could you tell us exactly what you saw?
Yes. I'm at my workbench from sunup to sundown, and it happened right on my doorstep. So I saw everything. I heard those foreigners from the Alliance hurling insults, and I saw them attack. All you did was defend yourself. Then the guard came, followed by the master of the shipyard. And they took the captain away. I'm sorry about what happened to you.
That's wonderful. How fortunate. With your testimony, we'll have no trouble getting Alvida out of jail.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wouldn't be so sure about that.
How so?
I don't have a very good reputation. No one on the council will listen to me. And besides, I don't think Captain Alvida will let me take the stand to defend her. She despises me more than anyone else.
What do you mean?
I don't like to stir up the past, but you should know that I used to be a shipwright. I was respected, and my work was highly praised. Until the accident. It was a terrible accident. Since then, I haven't been allowed to touch a ship. I had to learn a new trade. And here I am in this shabby workshop, tinkering with chairs. My testimony would be worthless.
I understand, but we may have no choice but to call on you.
If you do, I'll be happy to testify to what I saw. But think hard before you call on me. My word could do you more harm than good.
We'll leave you to your work. Goodbye.
If these people can explain what happened, we should surely be able to get Olvido out of prison.
One of the witnesses is considered unreliable, and the other didn't see anything. It's not much, but it's better than nothing.
We should try to find out more about what this man did before we decide whether or not to use his testimony. Alvida will surely know.
sirree, but all we could do was arrest the knot who's vouching for the foreigners who murdered your men. The others are free. For now.
I find your laws unjust. The poor captain obviously didn't know who she was dealing with. But I shall seek justice from your Well, look who's here. The savage murderous brute we were just talking about. You must know that I won't let you get away with murdering my men. And I won't let this poor captain pay for your crimes either.
Essa quen moi name natrem o lion. Ma clausum dat sies freugum se gante camol tosidi.
Sir, I would like to know if you...
I've got nothing to say to you. Because of your savagery, one of our sisters is in jail. Get out of here.
This charming, biased bunch won't help us at all. Come on, let's go see Alvida.
That's right. Go and mock the woman who's rotting in prison because of you. See you at your trial.
We should try to learn more about this woman and what she's doing here.
I'm sorry for what happened to you and Captain Alvida, but I can't help you. It's up to you to prove your innocence.
This is a schedule of the guards' patrols. One of them has been marked as being absent this evening.
Are you lost? Do you need directions?
Thank you. We're just passing through.
Are you lost? Do you need direct?
Thank you. We're... We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
No one pays attention to the personnel. It's the ideal disguise if you want to be discreet.
These are the emissary's notes. They were used to prepare for our trial. There's a note about the false witness. His name is Duarte, and he's a longshoreman who works at the port's warehouses. The emissary mentioned some business she had someplace inland. We should try to find out precisely... I can't do it. We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
Up in here when you've just been named captain.
It's just a bad storm to weather. I'm sure my friends will do everything they can to steer me out of here.
I hope so, for them as well as for you. If the trial turns out badly, you won't be able to protect them any longer. There you are. I'm glad Alvida wasn't wrong about you. And you're just in time. I'm going to need your help. The Alliance's emissary has decided to support the murder charge against you. For our young captain's sake, I've decided to defend you. I know our laws well, but I'm going to need evidence and witnesses.
The head guard mentioned a witness who alerted them and told them that we attacked those men. We tried to find out who it was, but he wouldn't tell us.
If I was being generous, I'd say it was to protect the witness. But in truth, our dear head guard hates foreigners. He's furious and frustrated that he couldn't put you in jail and had to lock Alvida up instead. If you need to find out more about this witness, and I do agree that it's a very relevant lead, then I'd recommend trying to get him drunk. He can often be found at the tavern, drowning his bitterness in ale.
What other evidence or testimony should we look for?
Any witnesses who could give a different version of the events would be helpful. I doubt there's much physical evidence to be found, unless it was a setup. And in that case, there were most likely messages sent that you might be able to get your hands on.
Thank you for defending us.
Of course, I don't trust this emissary, and I like Alvida. I'll let you talk to your friend now. But don't forget to come back here once you've gathered enough evidence to exonerate yourselves. Once you've done that, we'll start the trial. See you later, my young friends, and good luck.
We've got to flush that rat out of the warehouse where he's hiding.
How do you feel? Are you all right?
As well as possible. Locked up in a cell. I can't complain. Since I'm a captain, I'm treated with respect. In any case, it looks like it's my turn to need help getting out of jail.
We found witnesses who saw what happened.
I knew you would.
You were right. But the only person who saw the whole thing told us his testimony would be of no use.
Why? Who is it?
A carpenter. A former shipwright, if he's to be believed.
Don't say another word. I know who you're talking about. Silvio. It really does seem like the odds are stacked against us. I can't believe it. Of all the people in Yuxantis, it had to be this incompetent, murdering fool who witnessed the scene.
What did he do?
It's more a question of what didn't he do? He was a shipwright, like he told you. He was in charge of repairing ships before they set sail. My mother's ship, in particular. But he didn't do his job, whether out of laziness or negligence. At the very first storm she encountered, the ship sprang a leak and sank. I lost my mother because of him. And now you're telling me he's the only person who can prove our innocence?
I'm afraid so. The Ink Mistress only heard the fight, so her testimony won't help us much.
And this man's won't help us either. Since my mother's death, he was banned from working for the Knots. Why do you think he became a carpenter? Nobody trusts him anymore.
I understand your reluctance, but if you allow him to save the child of the woman whose death he caused, you'll be allowing him to redeem himself.
No, that's too easy. That idiot knew full well the weight of his responsibility. His laziness led to many deaths. Not to mention that nobody will take him seriously. Believe me. He better find something else. Like the name of the person who invited those people from the Alliance. You know that foreigners must have a knot who will vouch for him before they can walk about the town.
What should we do? We don't know the laws of this island.
Find witnesses. There must be some. If anyone saw what happened, they could clear up these accusations. If they take the stand and testify that these men attacked us, the charges will be dropped. Go to the Ink Mistress and speak to her, and her neighbors. It would also be interesting to find out who this famous eyewitness who warned the guards is. Whoever it is obviously lied to ensnare us in a trap. We need to find out who it is and why they did it.
On our way here, we saw a Bridge Alliance emissary speaking to the head of the guards who arrested you. I think it's the person that woman warned us about when we left the council. The men who attacked us were with her, and she will lead the prosecution.
She had to have been invited here by someone. You must find out who it was, and what she's doing here. If only you could prove she's behind it all.
We'll keep investigating.
Thank you for your help. When you've gathered enough evidence, go find the master of the shipyard. He's offered to defend us.
If I've understood correctly, we need to question the head guard to find out where we can find the liar who claims they saw us attack those people. I love toying with this kind of ball. Let's go to the tavern and then leave it to me. I'll make mincemeat of him. although it would be extremely difficult for me to stomach. If we want to be...
Dressed like those people who work on building sites, no one would notice us.
I don't have the key.
them what we're made of! Let's show them what we're made of!
Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
Fliunt wench at Okavian.
My armor is completely ruined.
Quiet. We don't want to be overheard. Look out. Guards.
Show them what we're made of!
Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
Trust I won't die at the end of a rope.
My armor is completely ruined. We've lost one of ours. I must remain focused. You're bleeding. Let me help you.
My armor's not good anymore.
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
Renwen Farha.
Leon's wench that will have
Eyes on deck! We're under attack!
lost one of ours! I must remain focused.
quiet. We don't want to be overheard.
dares to attack a Deves?
Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
At least I won't die at the end of a rope.
This is some sort of contract between the emissary and Duarte, the false witness. It's all very clear. She paid him to alert the head guard and to tell him he'd seen us attacking the others. There's even a bonus fee for going to Troy. There's also a note, undoubtedly for a future report. It explains the entire plan. I should read it in more detail. This could turn the tables at the Troy. This door is locked.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I hope nothing has happened to him. Why did he go for a walk? Just before it was time to embark. I'm sorry. I'm not really in the mood to talk right now. My son Diogo should have left with this ship, but he didn't show up. I can't help but worry.
Do you know where he could be right now?
If I knew, I wouldn't be here worrying. His captain was furious. She had no idea where he could have gotten to. Diego can be reckless, and I know he explores the island from time to time. To be entirely honest, we had an argument before he left. I keep imagining the worst. If you happen to find him, could you tell him to come back to town as soon as possible?
We could help you find him, but we'll need some information.
Of course. I'll answer as best I can.
Does your son have a special place he likes to go? A hiding place, perhaps?
He's always loved exploring the island, but I don't know of a favorite spot. He often leaves the city and goes into the wilderness, but I don't know where or why he goes there. To tell you the truth, I'm just now realizing that I've never asked him. I've never even offered to go with him. Oh, I hope nothing has happened to him.
Do you know of any friends who might know where he is?
The friends he had as a child are all at sea. Here, there's not a single one left. He sometimes spends time at the glassmaker's workshop in town, but I don't think they're really friends. However, the glassmaker is probably the person who's seen him the most recently. More than me, anyway. He has a stall in the market square. Maybe he can help you.
You mentioned an argument. What was it about?
His future. See, we're all proud Naughts in our family. My parents were both Naughts. My brother is a Naught, a guard on the docks, and I was a sailor for as long as I could be. I'd give anything to be able to sail again. But since my accident... Well, that's beside the point. Diogo doesn't seem to have the same taste for the salt air the rest of us do. I told him he was an embarrassment and he stormed out. I blame myself, of course, but I just wish he'd be reasonable.
We're going to look for him. Don't worry. We'll have him back here in no time.
Thank you. I hope you find him safe and sound.
You can't come in here. Move along.
We need a key to open this door.
Workers' clothing would come in handy around here, if we want to keep a low profile. Stop! Foreigners aren't allowed in this part of the port. Move along.
You've got a difficult and thankless job here. What if we could make it a little less thankless?
I hope you're not planning to steal anything or hurt anyone in there. Oh, fine. Go ahead. I never saw you.
I can't do it.
Hey, you! What are you doing here? You are not allowed in the warehouses. You better leave if you don't want me to call the guard.
We've come to see you because we know you have to testify against us. We found a document that mentioned you and told us where to find you.
Yeah? So what? What do you want?
We've come to warn you that we found some pretty incriminating documents about you. They prove beyond doubt that you were paid to lie about us. If you show up at the trial, not only will your testimony not hold water, but you'll also be accused.
Shit. This wasn't supposed to happen. That Alliance woman said it was easy money. I won't testify. I don't want to end up in jail.
If it weren't for this wiper's lies, we'd be certain to get justice.
what we're made of!
My armor is not good anymore.
Let's show them what we're made of! Let's show them what we're made of!
The sea is calm today. It's perfect for sailing. Our ship is grounded. There's damage that needs to be repaired.
Let's show them what we're made of!
My armor is broken.
Now I'm going to have to buy some new armor.
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here.
My armor is completely ruined!
Hello, Diogo.
What the? Foreigners? Who sent you, Captain Nina?
No, the captain didn't send us. She set sail. But we met your father, who was very worried about you.
My father? Oh, he must be so angry. I shattered his dreams and brought shame to our family. He insists I become a sailor, but he's never asked himself if that's what I want. Never mind. You wouldn't understand.
My dear child, if you knew my family, you'd know that the domain of paternal shame is one I master completely. Go on, tell us about it.
I get seasick, and I don't like being on the water. I'm terrified of the sea. How could I ever explain that to my captain? Or to my father, who comes from a long line of naughts and dreams that one day I'll take over for him?
Is that why you ran away? You were afraid of his reaction?
Yes, but it wasn't just that.
Is your father violent?
No, he just looks at me with disappointment, like I'm worthless. I mean, that's what he does when he listens to me. Most of the time, he just pretends nothing is wrong. I told him I was afraid of the sea, and all he said was that I'd get over it. What I really want to do is become a glassmaker. I want to make new objects to better observe the sky. I know he'll never accept that. He'd disown me instead, but maybe you could convince him to listen to me.
How so?
Maybe he'll listen to you, if you tell him that glassmaking is a noble trade.
We can try to talk to him, but from what you've told us, he might not listen.
You're the first people to agree to support me. That's already a start, believe me. Before you showed up, I decided I'd rather throw myself overboard than disappoint my father. So thank you very much. Truly.
I hope you've put that idea out of your head for good. Meet us at the dock your ship was supposed to leave from. That's where your father is waiting for us.
I'm already on my way.
Diogo! You're home at last. Are you all right? I've been worried about you. Why on earth did you leave like that?
I'm sorry, Father. I needed a place to think.
What the hell is there to think about? Your ship has sailed, you do realize that? Children, they're always thinking too much. But don't worry, I'm sure I can find a captain who'll take you on.
Father.
What? What now?
We had a chance to talk to your son when we found him outside town. He doesn't want to become a sailor.
What in the great depths are you talking about? Look, I'm very grateful to you for bringing my son back to me, but you're foreigners. You don't know how things work around here. Diogo comes from a family of Nauts. He's going to be a sailor like his father.
Your son gets seasick. And moreover, he has other ambitions.
What are you talking about? Diogo?
It's true, Father. I'm as sick as a dog at sea, and I want to become a glassmaker. A master glassmaker at that.
I can't believe my ears.
You should let him choose his own path. Isn't your son's happiness important to you?
Of course it is, but this is just a passing fancy. He'll come to see the beauty of the sea, just like my father and I before him.
You think his seasickness will pass?
Of course. It's all in his head.
Please, Father. Why do you refuse to understand? It's my life, after all.
We are Nauts. Our life is the sea. There's nothing to understand.
It seems to me that his desire is not so unreasonable. Since he can't go to sea without getting sick, choosing a path that allows him to be useful to the guild would seem to be a wise choice. One that doesn't betray your family's values. After all, Nauts aren't just sailors. They're also ship owners, shipwrights, and glassmakers.
You're not entirely wrong. And you know a lot about our guild, for a foreigner.
Father, let me make you a deal. I'll become Guillerme's apprentice for a few months, and if he's happy with me, and everything goes well, you let me become a glassmaker. But if Guillerme isn't happy with my work, then I'll become a sailor, as you wish. Why does it matter whether I set sail now, or in a few months?
That's a reasonable offer. I'm willing to give you a chance.
Thank you. Thank you, Father. And thanks to you, foreigners, for your assistance.
I'm glad to see you finally agree.
Wait, here. Take this jacket. I'm sure I won't have to wear it anymore. And maybe it'll come in handy.
There you are. Any news? Preparations are underway on my side, but without your help, I'll have trouble defending you.
We found two witnesses who could vouch for us. The ink mistress, who heard the scene though she couldn't see it, and the carpenter who witnessed the whole thing. However, the carpenter warned us that his word would carry little weight.
What can the ink mistress report?
That she heard one of the men from the Bridge Alliance insult us before the attack.
So that contradicts the idea that this was an unwarranted attack. But it doesn't justify murder. And this carpenter...
He witnessed the whole thing and can confirm our innocence. But he told us that his testimony wouldn't help us.
I know who you're talking about, and he's not wrong. His past actions mean he's hardly credible. And his support for Alvida could easily be called into question. So if I were you, I'd think twice before putting him on the stand. It would be better to find other evidence, or find the prosecution's infamous witness before going to trial.
We've spoken to the prosecution's witness, who won't be testifying at the trial.
Excellent. I hope you didn't use any underhanded methods that could backfire. But this will give you a much better chance at clearing your names, as the emissary will have nothing to back up her accusations. The whole affair seemed suspicious, but the witness's reversal makes me think there's more to it than that. Some dark plot whose inner workings we may never understand.
We discovered that the emissary has a hideout outside the city where she carried out business deals. She had documents there proving beyond doubt that she was behind the whole thing.
Ah, I suspected as much. But why would she do that?
So that the Knots would have no sympathy for my people. That they would think we are savages, and would have no second thoughts about participating in our destruction.
It's horrifying, and I'm furious at the idea that someone could have tried to manipulate our people in this way. This emissary won't get away with it, I promise.
I don't know anything about your justice system. What will happen during the trial?
Everything takes place in the Admiral's Council Chamber, which you've already visited. The prosecution, represented by the Alliance's emissary, will present their evidence and their witnesses. We'll be able to cross-examine them, of course, and I'll follow your instructions. Then we'll present our own evidence and witnesses, so all you have to do is tell me who to call and what to present. The witnesses and evidence will be cross-examined by the emissary, who will do everything in her power to find weaknesses in them. Finally, the Council will present its decision, which will hopefully be in our favor.
What are the consequences if we lose?
As a rule, we don't sentence foreigners to death. It would be too risky, since we're too dependent on our wealthy clients. But since you're accused of murder, you could end up in jail for a long time, or banished from Yuxantis for life if you're lucky. For Alvida, things are a little different. Although it's rare for a Knot to be sentenced to death for the murder of a foreigner. But if we lose, she'll lose everything. Her rank, her freedom. I hope it doesn't come to that.
We think we're ready for the trial.
I think we have more than enough to clear you. Remember to give me all the documents I'll need to show, as well as the names of the witnesses, and we can go. Don't forget that during the trial, it will be up to you to tell me who to call and what to share.
Defendants, take your seats. The trial is about to begin. We are gathered here before Admirals Cabral and Barcelos. I shall be representing the inhabitants of this island. Our aim is to clarify the events that took place in front of the Ink Mistress's workshop, which led to the deaths of several of the Bridge Alliance emissaries' escorts. The emissary will represent the prosecution. Is the emissary here and ready to present her arguments?
I am. And I will prove, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that these savages murdered my escort and brought chaos to this island.
The defendants are Captain Alvida and the group of foreigners who are her guests. They are represented by the master of the shipyard.
We are also ready.
Very well. The prosecution has the floor.
Your honors, Noughts, I come here to seek justice for the lives of my men who were murdered on your streets. And I will prove to you that these savages are the killers.
Please explain how your men ended up in this part of town, when they were supposed to be part of your escort.
I'd given them the afternoon off, So I assume they were sightseeing. That's when they were attacked by these islanders and their companions.
Why would they do that?
Because they're savages. Ever since my people first set foot on Tir Fredi, we witnessed nothing but savagery. They constantly reject any form of progress. They kill people, massacre them if need be, and then pass themselves off as victims. They lure far more sophisticated people into their nets and make them pay for their crimes. Which explains why these eminent representatives of other peoples from the continent, as well as Captain Alvida, are here.
This whole speech sounds like an indictment, but you haven't provided any evidence.
This is true. Do you have any evidence or witnesses to call?
I do. I call Longshoreman Duarte to the stand.
Well, where is your witness, emissary?
I don't have the slightest idea.
You're wasting our time, emissary. Do you have any other witnesses?
I'll call the head guard.
The head guard didn't show up until after the fight.
Don't worry. We can cross-examine him if you wish.
Very well. Can you tell us what you witnessed that day?
We were on patrol in the neighborhood, and a longshoreman came to tell us that some savages had attacked a group of Alliance foreigners. We got there as quickly as we could, but by the time we arrived, the savages were putting away their weapons and the others were lying dead on the ground.
Is there any way they could have just been passing by and had drawn their weapons to assist my men?
No, they were covered in the men's blood, and we saw them finish off the last one as we approached. I'm sorry. I wish we'd gotten there sooner. We could have saved your men.
You did your duty. What could you have possibly done in the face of such savagery? What happened next?
We wanted to arrest them, but the master of the shipyard intervened and reminded us that we could only arrest the captain.
A law that's difficult to swallow when it's obvious that the ones it benefits are the true culprits, and the innocent must shoulder the burden of their crimes.
In the context of this court, you will abstain from criticizing our laws, emissary.
Of course. Forgive me. I have no further questions for this witness.
Does the defense wish to question the witness?
Ask him if he can confirm who started the attack.
According to your own testimony, you did not witness the attack, yet you arrested the captain.
Well, those men have been killed, and it was obvious that the captain and her friends were responsible for their deaths.
Really? Would the scene you discovered have been different if these people were the victims of a vicious attack and were only defending themselves?
I suppose the scene would have been the same, yes. But the longshoreman...
Since the longshoreman isn't here, what he told you can't be trusted. What was the first thing the defendants said to you when you tried to arrest them?
They were only defending themselves.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Now that the prosecution has presented its evidence and witnesses, it's time for the defense to present its case.
It's our turn now. What would you like us to present first? I call the Ink Mistress to the stand. Can you tell us what happened during the attack in front of your workshop?
I was inside my workshop at the time of the attack, and unfortunately, I didn't see the fight.
That's a very useful testimony.
The prosecution will refrain from commenting until the floor is opened. Continue, Mistress.
I didn't see anything, but I did hear what happened. I clearly heard someone shouting something before the fighting started.
Can you tell us what was shouted?
Not entirely, but I distinctly heard the words savage and traitor.
It was the native who was shouting as he threw himself at my men.
No, I didn't recognize the voice. It wasn't any of the defendants. It was a different voice. What's more, I'd like to add that the defendants were thoughtful, not the savages they've been made out to be.
Thank you, Mistress. It seems clear that the attack was preceded by insults that were proffered by the emissary's men. This contradicts her version of the events.
I don't believe a word of it.
Madam, we have tolerated your repeated interruptions, despite our requests to respect the protocol. But we will not tolerate you questioning the word of an eminent figure on our island. Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
No, I have no questions for the venerable mistress.
Would you like to call Silvio the Carpenter to testify?
No. This man's word means nothing to me or this court.
I don't know this island well enough, so I'll take Alvida's advice. We'd better not call him to the stand.
Although his testimony is the most complete, I agree with you.
Does the defense have any other witnesses to call?
I was thinking of calling Alvida to the stand. You were all witnesses, but her word carries more weight here than yours. What do you think?
Call Alvida. She can testify for us all.
I'm more than willing to answer your questions, and those of this snake.
I call the defendant, Captain Alvida, to the stand. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what happened that day, in your own words?
My name is Captain Alvida. I had just received my new ink when it happened.
Can you remind the court of what you did to earn this new rank?
I sailed from the coast of Tynea to Yaxantis in a fisherman's skiff.
A true feat. Please continue.
We barely set foot outside the ink mistress's shop when a group of Alliance men approached. One of them shouted at us that we were savages and traitors to our people, and that they were going to show us our true place. Then they attacked us. Fortunately, we were able to defeat them. It was only then that the head guard arrived. He wanted to arrest everyone, and you stopped him. So, I was the only one who was taken to jail, since my friends here were my guests.
Thank you, Captain. I have no further questions.
Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
Of course. Captain, are you sure your savage friend here didn't attack my men before you had time to see it? You wouldn't be the first person to trust in these animals and be betrayed by them.
I'm absolutely certain that the events took place just as I described them. And please don't compare my friend to an animal.
Then how do you explain that a Naut longshoreman alerted the head guard and pointed you out as the attackers?
The only explanation is that he was lying.
And who's to say you're not the one who's lying? Your hands are red with the blood of my men.
Emissary, please control yourself. If you show disrespect to the witness again, we will put an end to this trial immediately.
Please, forgive me. I have no further questions.
Master, we have no further witnesses.
We shall now proceed to show our evidence.
We would now like to present some evidence that has come to light in the course of our investigation.
Evidence? Evidence of what?
Emissary, the defense has the floor. Please allow the master of the shipyard to present his case.
I have here a document signed by this very emissary, which mentions an agreement with a certain Duarte, who works as a longshoreman. The document states that this man is to alert the head guard that an attack is taking place against the Alliance's men. It also states that he will have to testify before this court and specifically identify the natives from Tir Fredi as being behind the attack. The reward for this service is a very substantial sum of money.
It must be a forgery. A forgery created by the defendants to escape a fair punishment.
As our master librarian is a handwriting specialist, I suggest that he examine this contract and give us his expert opinion on the matter.
I will look into this during the deliberations. Have you found any other evidence?
We would like to present this report, which was found in a hideout, where this very emissary was participating in suspicious activities.
How dare you? What kind of scandalous accusation is that?
Explain yourself, Master of the Shipyard. It is highly unusual to describe the person representing the prosecution in this manner.
How else can I describe the activities that required the emissary to travel to an obscure cabin in the inland territory? Not to mention the fact that this report describes these activities in great detail.
Lies! Lies and more lies! An outrageous forgery!
Let the defense continue.
The emissary and her men were obviously making deals with some of our more law-averse Nauts to smuggle contraband.
For shame. Master, I'm counting on you to give us these documents so that we can find the culprits.
Yes. We won't let a few bad apples spoil the guild's reputation.
And just how did you find this obviously forged report?
You may ask your questions when the defense has finished. Carry on, Master of the Shipyard.
In addition to the highly instructive explanations of their smuggling activities, these documents also include a very important element that is of interest in these proceedings. The attack is clearly planned out in detail. The head guard was to be alerted as soon as it took place. If the Alliance men were able to kill the natives, the captain and her companions, then the testimony of the longshoreman and the head guard was to have cleared them of any suspicion. If not, well, we've all seen how the rest of the plan was to play out.
Nonsense! This is unacceptable!
Why would the emissary have planned such a dire scheme that would surely put the lives of her men at risk?
The report is very clear on this point. The aim was to decidedly tarnish the natives' reputation in our eyes. Some are starting to raise their voices here against what's happening in Tier 4D, especially concerning the deportation of the natives. If we all thought the natives were savages and beasts, we'd have fewer scruples about dealing with them. Wouldn't we?
That's exactly what they are!
That's
Animals.
enough, ma'am! How dare you!
We will study this report carefully. And if it proves to be true, you'll be the one to answer for it.
Master, do you have any further evidence to submit?
No. We have nothing further to present to the court.
We have nothing more to add.
The defense has presented all of its evidence, and will now defer to the council's judgment.
In that case, we will now take leave to deliberate.
Can't I plead my case?
If you were hoping to make a case for your ideas, you should know that's not how things work around here. The witnesses and the evidence are presented, and anyone can examine and refute them, but the final decision is the council's. We'll return once a unanimous decision has been made. The council has come to a decision, and I'll let Admiral Cabral announce the verdict.
Given the evidence that was presented, we have come to the conclusion that the defendants are innocent.
This is a travesty!
Silence. We don't have enough evidence to prove your responsibility in this tragic affair. However, we shall keep a close eye on you from now on, so you'll have a Naut escort with you at all times. I advise you to finish your business here quickly and return to Tynea as soon as possible. And don't even think about troubling our exonerated guests again.
The council has ruled, and the court is adjourned.
You're free, and may do as you please until you're ready to board your ship, Captain. Despite the trial, I've had the shipyard working on it, and it'll be ready to sail with the tide tomorrow.
Captain, I know what you think of me, what everyone thinks of me. But could I have a word with you?
What is it?
I hear you're looking for your mother's logbook. I know where it is.
Is that so? How could you possibly know that?
I'll tell you when the time comes, but not here. Meet me at the tavern when you're done.
I don't trust you, Silvio, but I'll come. It would be wrong not to hear you out at least once. Oh, thank you. Thank you for getting me out of there. I'm sorry that even here, you've once again been victim to the Alliance's evil schemes. But I'll get you home. I swore I would do it, and I shall. Tomorrow, we'll have a ship. And even if I can't take you to Tier 4D straight away, it's a first step.
Why do we not leave now? You say you want to take us home, but in the next breath, you tell us we have to wait.
Because this kind of expedition is incredibly expensive. Sailing to Tier 4D takes months and costs a fortune. You're going to need a protector. A patron. But don't look at me. I don't have a coin to my name. My family does, though.
I know someone who wants to go home, too.
Not in the least. I'm very happy to be here with you. You're far less dangerous than my uncle.
We can choose our destination once we're aboard the ship. In the meantime, we can take a break at the tavern, or go for a walk. Anything you like. As long as there are no bars on the windows.
Wait. I'm sorry. I overheard your conversation. I'd like to accompany you. Even if I have to wait, I'd like to go to Tier 4D with you.
There are enough of your people on our island already.
And you can surely find another ship. The Alliance regularly funds crossings to Hikmet.
That's true. I could probably find backing for a map-making mission, but I'd have to make compromises I'm not willing to make with people I despise. Please, let me prove that not all of my people are manipulators and forces of destruction.
She did warn us and helped us with the framing, and having an ally in the Alliance could be useful.
The best I can do is to offer to let you come aboard my ship. Whether or not you can be a part of our group is a decision that's for the others to make.
From another world, the down, the over.
Madhouse.